and welcome to the Art to Marissa podcast. Today, we're just having a conversation with a bestie. We were like, our boyfriends are actually hanging out. And she was like, yo, you want to come over? I hear your boys coming over later. And I was like, you know I do already. And I was like, what are we going to do? So we're just going to chat. We're just going to have a conversation about what's real. We're going to have a nice, heart-to-heart moment where we can dive deep into, we've kind of previously talked about it, but dive deep into, some insecurities with me that have come up with just, my powerful friends being powerful beings. And I'm excited to dive into that because that's what this is about, just sharing our vulnerable moments of expansion and growth in hopes that it will shift your view on the things that you're moving through in life. Because we're all here to succeed and thrive and love each other and, just be supportive. And, if you're feeling some type of way when your friends do something, go to them and talk about it. Don't let it sit. Yeah. So, yeah. Amen. Snaps. We're here with Zoe, by the way. Zoe Flo. She's already been on the podcast. If you haven't listened to her story and her original episode, go back and listen to it. She was one of the first guests. I think the second guest, actually, on the podcast.
I'm honored.
It was so
oh my gosh.
What was that?
I'm honored. I don't talk like that. I'm honored.
That was good. I'm honored. Yes. So we're going to be talking about that. I also want to dive in. I wrote this down. The new moon. I want to hear how it affected you.
Oh.
I want to hear how it came up. We just had a new moon in Aries, guys. It's April 2025. The new moon happened... Was it April 1st or was it March 31st?
No, it was the 29th because it was Saturday, I remember. Mm-hmm. And it was a solar eclipse that day too. And eclipses just make
so
the energy
intense. Oh my
way
old.
And that's exactly how it felt.
Yeah, I was cussing in my voice message to the group chat. I was like, get me out of fucking Miami. I'm so fucking sick of this. Blah, 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 blah. I was going off. So I want to talk about that. I also want to talk about the astrology of the full moon coming up because this eclipse portal that we're in, and you're an astrology baddie, so I figured you already knew, and I don't, so...
I actually don't know what's going on with the full moon,
let's look it up, and then we can dive into it. Yeah, we'll be raw. And then... Yeah, I want to talk into content creation. And then I want to talk about, because you're someone that lives so intuitively with your moon cycles. And we've already been talking about intuitive eating. I swear, anytime Zoe and I are together, we talk about eating, food, our periods, just the health. Language. We're health girlies. We're health ladies.
Health and wellness.
Beautiful. But let's dive in. So... Are you working with an affirmation this week?
Ooh.
On the spot. I know, I threw that at you.
Yes. And I heard it from someone else, but when I heard it, I was like, oh my God. And it is, I am wildly available for the miraculous.
Oh! Can I get a what?
I know!
Oh.
It brought tears to my eyes.
No, that shifts something in my core.
Right? That's how I felt when I heard it. And I was like, yeah. So I've been saying it to myself every day since I heard it, it's been like 5 or 6 days since I heard it.
Can you repeat it one more time?
I am wildly available for the miraculous.
And what does that mean to you? When you heard that, what did that spark within you? What permission did that give you?
Literally anything is possible. I can do anything. You can do anything. We can do anything that we want to. I made a video about this recently, but what the, can I curse?
Yeah, oh, yeah. I already did.
What the fuck is holding you back other than yourself? Just do it. If you want to do something, who cares if someone's going to do it better than you? You should just do it. If there's something that you feel like you're called to, you're going to be the only person that regrets it if you don't do it. So... I feel like that's how I felt when I heard it, and just that I can do anything, and that success is going to come to me when I hold that mentality. And if I just keep putting myself out there, because that has been what's occurred for me already. So, like, why wouldn't that continue to be true?
Yes. Just do it. And that goes back to this thing that I mentioned earlier, where I heard that if you're an entrepreneur, release things at 60%. Release your product, your content, your whatever it is at 60%, because if you're waiting till 100% perfection, it's not actually going to happen, because perfection doesn't exist. And so just push it out, and then when you push it out, you actually learn from that experience, which then grows your product and makes you more readily available for expansion when you just lean in and get her done.
Get her done.
Get her done. Throw it back and get her done.
Is that your affirmation?
That is. Wait, that's like great.
Throw it back and get her done. Marissa, 2025.
Throw it back and get her done. And only in the accent. Only in the accent. Throw her back and get her done.
Well, that makes it better.
My new theme song. Just like, throw it back, get her done. Put on my boots, rise with the sun.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is we're actually about to write a song.
Ukulele on the ready. Okay, give it a go.
That would...
Well, that's
after
cool.
this, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll explore that.
We'll explore. Okay, I want to dive into the topic of content creation, because we've both been diving into, you got a TikTok. I recently downloaded TikTok, and comment below your thoughts on TikTok. Everyone has a very interesting opinion about TikTok, whether it should be a thing, whether it shouldn't be a thing, whether it's brain rot, whether it's like, actually, I learned a lot of things from TikTok. My first impression from downloading it to produce content in hopes of just growing the podcast, growing my content services, just getting my name out there, growing the YouTube. That's my intention, is to just like continue making spiritually woke content in hopes that it reaches the masses and helps people. However, I've been looking up like algorithm videos and like, get TikTok shop, you've been doing it all wrong on TikTok shop, and like, oh my god, like that was the first stuff popping up, like TikTok shop the creatorship thing, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like where you get paid to create content.
Yeah.
I don't know, like that was like popping up, and it made me feel like, oh my god, like I need to go, like I need to produce 3 reels a day. I gotta get going. I need to throw it back and get her done. Like I already fell behind by watching this like content, and it freaked me out. But then also the engagement stuff, where it's like, you need to comment, you need to save, you need to share these videos, you got to do all this stuff. And it feels like I tried that for a little bit, and I will say it did make a difference, which is like freaky, but also it just feels like a video game. And it feels kind of like ingenuous, like I'm just commenting on this video to boost my engagement. And so then I'm like, is this why people are commenting on my videos? Do they actually like care? Or is it just all this like video game? You know what I mean? Let's hear your thoughts.
Yeah. So I've been on TikTok for a long time. I just recently started making them myself, but I've been on TikTok for years. So I've seen this app through like many stages, and
it's overwhelming.
I honestly think that it's a scam. I think that those videos where they're talking about like engaging from the bottom up, like I think that, I mean, it might have like, you might have seen an impact on your content, but that might have just been because like more people were seeing you because you were putting yourself out there on another post, but it doesn't directly like impact your content. And the people who are making those videos are just trying to boost their own content. And it's working.
I got scammed.
A bunch of people are.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's like a whole brand of, it's like a type of content.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I'm like, take me to the vegan meal prep. Take me to the fairy
You're
court.
like, my algorithm is wrong!
Yeah, what's going on? I'm like, let's like all of those videos in hopes that we get more like hers. Like, let's go to Brielle's page and like everything.
Just start like talking into your phone and be like, tarot, spiritual,
Aliens.
woke,
Galactic
aliens,
beings, psychic channelers.
yeah.
Are you hearing this?
Akashic records.
Yeah, literally.
They don't come up.
So, what like drew you to want to make content?
Well, my biggest motivation is that I'm tired of working for other people.
That's literally a girl.
And I really want to create my own business, and I don't know if that's necessarily going to be content creation, but it might lead me to my next thing. So, like, I'm a tarot reader, and I would love to be doing that work more, doing events more, doing personal readings more. And the more I put myself out there and like show my work, the more likely that people are going to see it, and you know, it might grow and expand my business. So that was kind of like my initial thought with it. But also I was like, okay, but also people make content as a career too.
Straight up.
So, and a lot of people do it. Like thousands of people do it.
So many people. The abundance is endless.
Yeah.
Really.
So, I mean, I thought, why couldn't I do that? Like, I feel like it's possible. But at the same time, like, I'm not super attached to it. Like, I'm just having fun. Like, I like that it sparks my creativity and it makes me kind of think outside of the box, because I am like a very creative person, and this is a type of art that I've never really dabbled in before.
Yeah, film.
And my like air sign ass, I want to do everything, and I want to explore every type of art. I have in so many different mediums. This is just like a new one for me that I'm exploring, and making videos I think is really fun. I also just enjoy being in front of a camera. To be so honest, I like it, and so it gives me the opportunity to keep doing that. I was telling Audie last night, we were watching this like British TV show, because I really like British TV, and I told him, I would like to be on TV. I think I would enjoy being on TV. And he was like, you could totally be on TV. And I was like, okay,
absolutely.
Maybe I will someday.
You're on TV right now. Yeah.
Hey.
Look at it. Look at it. Don't touch. My feet are so itchy. I'm sorry. So random, guys. So random. I'm like over here itching my feet. I got a bunch of sand flybys.
Been through it.
Oh my god.
But yeah, that's kind of a multitude of reasons, but that's what made me start. And also, I'm like trying to like collect my thoughts and figure out how I want to say this.
Get a girl.
But I had been getting some like intuitive like downloads last year about I've only shared this with like a few people, so it's like it's weird to say this on camera. But I got this like download that I was going to be known by like a mass of people. And it was very vague. Like it didn't say what I was going to be doing that would lead me to that. I mean, the messages often don't, right? Like
no.
A lot of times they just come in
so
as
vague.
that, and
Spirit's
it's like,
just like, this is happening, and you're like, okay, can I get more detail? And they're like, no.
And they're like, you're just gonna figure it out as you go. And
I'm like, okay.
Right, so like when I heard that, I was like, I don't even know what to do with that information, and like, do I share that with people? Like it's gonna make me sound like my head's in my ass, you know? Like, so I just didn't, and I just sat on it for a really long time. Not a really long time, like a year. And then I started kind of asking more questions about it, like just kind of putting them out, like to the universe, like to my spirit guides, like, what do you mean by this though? because I want to know more information. I felt kind of lost, and I wanted to know what direction I should be going in.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got a really beautiful reading from you, actually, an Akashic Records reading, and stuff about content creation had come up because I had mentioned that I was interested in it, but I hadn't really done anything to really explore it. And just everything that was said in the reading, I was like, okay, I am meant to be doing that. Like, that's a way for me to get my name out there.
Absolutely.
And then I got another reading right after that didn't sit with me the same, and
I know who this reading was from, and I've also had a reading from this individual, and I wouldn't really define it as a reading at all.
I was trying to like say it in a nice way.
I mean, just, honestly, I was actually thinking about that the other day because I was like, this person out here be giving readings and discrediting literally all of the, like, magical, miraculous shit that can come through with, like, I'm not saying that person's not in tune. I think they have a very, like, beautiful and divine gift that comes in their own way. However, I have sat in a reading with you and that shit's potent. And I know that my own readings are potent as shit, and like this stuff that comes through like literally is insane. And so for someone who is new to the realm and they're like, oh, let's get a little reading, and then they go to that individual and they're like, all readings are bullshit, and it's like, damn, man. Which I guess that's supposed to be their experience, but like I was just like, man, like that person just is probably discrediting so much, but who knows? I don't know.
Right, and I mean, like, I definitely had some of those thoughts, but at the same time, it just made me believe in myself more in my offerings. Like, yeah. I was like, okay,
I was like, whoa, okay.
I actually am pretty good at what I do, and
it's okay to think that. It's okay to feel that. I think we need to take away and reframe the word narcissism. I think it's getting thrown around far too much. Just because you believe in yourself does not mean you are narcissistic. And someone can also play into narcissistic traits and not be a narcissism. I think that's a very important distinction because I think, yeah, as someone who was actually like claimed a narcissist, which I like would never, I think I was just a little self-involved and didn't know how to properly communicate.
I don't think that person knew what narcissist meant.
Yeah, exactly. And I think I was falsely accused, personally. But I do see when they actually dove into the meat of the subject, what they were talking about and why they would have labeled it in that way. But that was also like many years ago.
Yeah.
And so I want to reframe this. Like, you can believe in yourself and also have the confidence to want to be on TV, to want to put your face out there and not be selfish. I think that's something like, oh, they make a bunch of content of themselves. They probably think so highly of themselves. They probably blah, 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 blah. Actually, that person might be the most insecure person out there. And also, like, hey, me being like this content creator for a few years now, you know, like everyone gets insecure. Everyone has things come up, and like just because you make content doesn't mean you're selfish. Anyways, take it away.
No, I loved all of that because I 100% agree. And yeah, I just felt more confident in my gifts. Yeah. And so I was like, I want to put them out there. And my content hasn't only been tarot related stuff or even like spiritual related stuff, because I'm interested in a lot of things. Like, that is something I'm interested in, but also I just have a very wide variety of interests. I'm a Gemini, if that means anything to anyone. I have a lot of air and fire energy in my chart, and so those things definitely take me. My air signs make me very I want to do everything all the time, and I can be a little bit scattered, but it also makes me very like bubbly and excited and makes me good at talking to people. And then my fire energy, it just gives me like my passion and drive and will to want to do all of that stuff too. So I have a lot of that energy. So yeah, that's why I decided to dive into it. It's my very long answer.
We love long-winded answers here on the ETMP.
Isn't that what a podcast is for?
Literally, yeah. It's just to hear people ramble about things that they love. And I love it.
And I think that's beautiful.
It is beautiful. Here. I'm just going to make sure it's still recording. Not being able to see it scares me. But it's good. It's still recording. So I want to dive into just kind of some feelings that I had come forward, because this is kind of a back and forth conversation style. So, of course, our friend group is so powerful. Like, we literally hit the jackpot, I feel like, when it comes to female friends. We're like all... It's so cool to basically just move through your life, have something occurring, and then have like 4 or 5 other people be like, yo, that's actually happening in my life, but in like this completely different way. And then we share how it's showing up. And then we're all moving through it, and then we're like picking up advice from each other while we're like moving through it in our own like ways of how it's showing up. And I just think that's so beautiful, and I'm just so blessed and grateful to have galactic goddesses at my side.
Don't make me cry right now.
Literally. But when you have powerful friends, you are going to be asked to step up into your own power, is what I have found. Like, they are going to reflect the areas in which you are not showing up, kind of, sometimes. Not always, but like sometimes that is an energy that occurs. And when it comes to 2 of the beautiful friends in my life in this group, you being one, and then another one, have both started content creation. And like I said, I've been doing this for like, I don't know, since 2022, 2023. I don't know. I just kind of started a YouTube channel and then it turned into what it is now. And now I have a podcast. And then you mentioned wanting to do content creation, and there was this like little wound, this little like inner child within me that was like, that's mine. That's mine though. And then like I knew, and it's so interesting to have this experience where like you hear something and you can feel and have the awareness to acknowledge that something in you is being triggered. However, you are also in the frequency of wanting to support and be so happy and encouraging and like help out that person too. And it's an interesting balance. And like, while I was feeling it, I was like, I want to make sure I'm like very genuine here, because like, obviously I'm so excited that like you guys are growing in this way and that we are having more spiritual content on the platforms. Like, that is what humanity needs, right? Like, we all have a voice. The abundance is endless. And then, so you got a TikTok, you know. The other one had been mentioning content, and I had always been like encouraging her. I'm like, okay, get a girl. Like, hey, you said you were going to do a YouTube video. Haven't seen it yet. Where's it at? Come on, queen. And then she ended up kind of out of nowhere. I didn't know that she wanted to do a podcast, but then she was like, podcast episode recorded, and I was like, what? I was like, what do you mean you have a podcast now? What? And I talked with her separately already, kind of about these feelings, and she honestly had same feelings about me, where it was like, she actually, before I even kind of thought about having a podcast, I think for like a few years, honestly, since like probably 2020, me and my roommate back then, like, we're like, we should have a podcast. We have like hilarious conversations. And like, I think it started then, and I was like, that would be really cool to have a podcast.
It's funny. That's like, even before podcasts were like
pretty popular.
Trendy.
Yeah, for real. And we actually, it's somewhere, I don't know where it is. We have like an episode recorded. And it was like, it was all right. We were just going to talk about random things, and I don't know. And so, but then fast forward, I guess this friend had forever ago, like a year ago before my podcast was a thing, had like known she was going to do a podcast. And I guess I had no idea, never communicated. So she saw me do my podcast, and it made her feel bad because it was like, man, I literally created like my thumbnail for my podcast like a year ago. I haven't done it. And now she's out here and she's like 4 episodes deep into a podcast. And so we were feeling the exact same thing, which I think is so beautiful. And she was like, honestly, like anytime I create content, like I just always look at your content and it's like, am I going to be like successful? Like she's so good at doing it. And I was like, girl, I think that about you too. Cause like my friends are powerful, right? Like so powerful. And so when you started making content, or I knew that you were trying to do that, and then she was trying to do it, I was like, well, they're just going to be amazing at it, like, period. Like, I already know this. Like, they're just going to be incredible at this. And then that left me feeling like, where does that leave me? If, like, these 2 people are going to be amazing, thriving, successful at what they do, what happens to me? Like, this was my thing that I was really good at, and now, yes, these new people are coming in doing the same thing. And like, it was kind of like this feeling of like, that's mine. And also I'm going to be left in the dust. Like, I'm just going to be brushed under the water, you know? And so I sat with this because I was like, man, this don't feel good. And I sat with it, and what it came down to was that I had not told myself that I could also be successful, and that I was going to be powerful too. And that like, even together, if we came together as a community in this, we could all thrive. Like, we could create content together like this and share on each other's platforms. And then like, isn't that amazing? Because in middle school, throwing it back, when I was into YouTube, get her done, throw it back and get her done. Truly, back in YouTube, my favorite YouTubers were the people that were a part of YouTube groups. Do you remember this?
Yes.
Yes. Like the whole British, like Zoella, Alfie Days, like, I don't know if you were into that, Jack's Gap, like they all hung out with each other, but all had separate content. And it was so cool to see them like hang out, but then also watch their separate. And there were like a few different YouTube groups that I would watch.
There's one that I'm thinking of that it was like 5 dudes.
Oh.
And I can't remember. They were American though. I don't remember.
Not Yes Theory, right?
No, I can't remember what they were called, but like
they would just collab on a bunch of stuff and make their own content. And
yeah, but they also had like a joint like channel, and they would like make stuff together. So that's gonna bother me until
it'll come to you.
Figure it out, but
it'll come to you. But yeah, with this energy, and I'm so grateful for our other friend because she was feeling this in another way. I'm like, oops, names, but it's okay. She was feeling it in another way, not even in the friend group, just in like another situation in her life. And we were able to talk about it, and she was able to bring through the beautiful community message about this. Like, when we're together, we're stronger. And to like, when you allow your power to like interact with other people's creative power, like only beauty can come through that. And so that, like, when you're winning, I'm winning is that motto, right? Like, when you're thriving, I'm thriving too. And it's easy to lean into that lack. Like, it literally is just scarcity mindset coming in a completely different sense than money. And this is how lack and scarcity can actually show up in other places in your life. It's not just a money thing. It's definitely incorporated in all areas of life. And this is one of those areas where I thought because someone else has it, I can't have it. And that's just not true. Because abundance, creative abundance, viewer abundance, like whatever it is, the abundance is like effortless and flowing at all times. And so that was like a big reminder. And then too, success isn't about like the ratings, the views, the numbers, the, you know, how many people you help to awaken, blah, blah, blah. Like, success is just a feeling. And when you love what you're doing, you are successful. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. Oh my gosh. So that's what came up with the content creation. And I feel like when you go to make a lot of content, wounds come up. Like, it has been a journey for me, and it has led to awakening, because when you put yourself vulnerable like this, your vulnerability allows for your wounds to be seen and to be triggered and like poked. And so it's definitely, it's been an interesting, content creation has been like a very interesting evolution for me, and helped me in a lot of ways.
Feel that. Well,
Thank you for
sharing that. No, honestly, like, the biggest thing that came up for me when you were talking about that is, like, I mean, I've had feelings about, like, similar feelings about different things, like, with other people in our friend group, too. So I think it's normal, and I think that I actually read this in Rebecca Campbell's book that I'm obsessed with. It's called Your Soul Had a Dream, Your Life Is It by Rebecca Campbell, and it's an amazing book. So if you're on a spiritual journey, read it. But there's a section where she talks about how it's, like, ingrained in us as women to, like, compete against each other.
Yes.
And how that is a really strong energy that is just conditioned among, like, most female people.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I feel like it comes up, like, in our, like, as with our friends too, and like the people closest to us. And that's why we feel like things are, like, that's my thing. And, like, I don't know if you experienced this growing up, but, like, you couldn't wear the same outfit as, like, your friend or, like, another girl.
Or
like,
another girl could not be friends with my best friend. No.
That's
my best friend.
Right. Like, and I just remember...
Which is so toxic.
Even, like, with, like, the outfit thing, like, specifically, my senior prom, okay, this girl from my high school had the same dress as me, and people were like,
oh no, she didn't.
People were making such a huge deal out of it, and, like, kept being like, well, you look better in it, and I'm like, she looks great in it too. Like, it didn't bother me. Like, I'm like, okay,
that's pretty cool.
Who cares that she has the same dress? Like, we should have gotten a picture. Like, that's funny.
Cute.
Like, cool, we got the same dress. We probably bought it from the same store. I mean, like, I grew up in a small town. Like, come on. Like, there's only, like, so many places where you can shop for dresses. Like, I don't know. So, that's also something that I feel like although it doesn't affect me in that way, it has affected me in other ways. And so, I understand it. And I think it's normal, like, because of our conditioning to have those feelings, but it is all about just, like, what you do with it, you know?
Absolutely.
And you obviously, like, took it and did something productive with it. And not only that, you're, like, bringing it to the table right now and wanting to talk about it, which I think just shows, like, you know, you want, like, our success. And a really beautiful thing about this, too, is, like, if one of us happens to, like, blow up on TikTok,
the other going to too.
Well, yeah, because, like, we're gonna be, like, collabing, and so
for real,
someone's gonna see the other page, and so it's just gonna work out.
Yes.
You know?
And it was that reminder of, like, she succeeds, we all succeed. Like, and what is succeeding? You know, like, whatever, views, like, if one person blows up, in the sense, goes viral, like, we're all there with her. But two, I think it comes from, like, a genuine support. Like, it's, like, rising, like, I'm watching this lava lamp right now, okay? It's, like, the friend group is, like, the bottom, and then, like, it shoots one up, right? It shoots one up, and it's like, you got it, girl! And literally, watch it! You got it, girl! Go! It's going up! You go, girl! And then it's, like, floating. It's like, hey.
It's like, I'm almost stop.
But then everyone else is, like, coming up, too, right? I'm just... a nice analogy. But yeah, we all succeed, and it is kind of that, like, bringing it back to the tribe mentality. Like, no one's got to do this alone. Like, connection is what helps, like, build the full picture. And I've talked about this, like, on an individual scale, where, like, if you're into a bunch of different things, you're, like, activating this grid, this light grid within you. And as this light grid gets activated, it starts to build the full essence of, like, what you bring to the planet. And so, like, yeah, I was into Reiki for a hot second, and now it presents itself in a different way, but that piece of my light grid is activated. And so now it's showing up in these other ways, growing off of the other points. And, like, same with people. Like, just on a macro level, you're activating stuff. I'm activating stuff. That's creating the grid. We're creating, like, a line in the grid, which is then creating a line over here with that person. And yeah, it's just all building on top of one another. And I think that is what's going to shift humanity, right?
Man, I'm really glad you said that, because I've been doing lots of things. I've done a lot of things, and I'm like, will she ever pick something? Will she ever just go with one thing? But no, like, I want to do it all.
Everything.
So yeah, that's
okay.
I'm gonna just say that to myself. I'm just building
the light grid. Yeah, and we may never, like what Spirit's saying right now is, like, you may never fully know the full purpose of your light grid. However, your individual light grid that you built by doing all those things in your life impacted the Earth's grid by itself. So, like, it might not be building to this, like, oh, this one thing that I'm going to do through all of these other things that I've built. Like, no, like, you're always just going to be, like, building and growing it and activating your soul in this lifetime. And by doing so, your activated grid through this self-discovery and curiosity and following of inspiration then, like, gives space for other people's grids to light up. And, like, yeah, that's the whole thing of content creation, right? Like, it's just trying to inspire people.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah, I know. That's just the intention. I literally in high school, senior week or whatever, dress up as, like, what you want to be to school day. I literally made, because I didn't have money to buy, I bought a white shirt from, like, Walmart, and I Sharpied YouTube on it. And there's somewhere, because then there was another girl in my class who wore, like, an actual bought YouTube shirt, because YouTubers back then, I'm pretty sure, like, they would get, like, instead of the fancy YouTube plaque, they would just get YouTube merch for, like, being YouTube whatever. And one of those things was the YouTube shirt with just, like, the YouTube logo. And that is, like, what I wore. And I knew so hard, like, junior, senior year, I was going to be famous on YouTube. And I wanted to make content that, like, got people out of their depression, because YouTube helped me through, like, really hard times emotionally. And I was just watching dumb shit. Like, at that point, I just wanted to make dumb shit for people to laugh and just escape and just, like, feel a sense of community, like I was able to feel with all of those people. And fast forward, like, I think I've always wanted a YouTube, but I didn't really know, like, there was a gap where I was like, I'm not really sure, like, what it would be now. Like, I'm just a 20-something-year-old living my life. But then the spiritual stuff started happening, and then the channeling, all the spiritual awakening, and then it's like, oh, now I see what this premonition was about. Yeah, like, oh, I meant to channel. Okay. Got it. But I think the goofy stuff is still there. Like, I love making goofy shit.
I feel that.
And I want to have you had any insecurities come up with content creation? Like, has it sparked any murkiness in you that you have grown through?
I feel like with starting anything new, I just always have insecurities. Like, I felt that...
On to money. Go ahead. Yeah.
Do you want me to start over with what I was saying?
No.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to, if it'll be easier, but you don't have to.
I'm going to.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like with anything, when I start something new, I always have insecurities and anxiety. I felt that way with yoga teaching for a long time, and it actually took me quite a while with my yoga teaching to like really find my voice and like be really confident in what I was doing. And same thing with tarot reading and dancing, just like everything that I've done. So yes, but I feel like it's not necessarily like putting myself out there. It's just like, I'm like, why aren't people liking what I post? Like, why aren't people interacting with what I'm posting? Like, that's where my insecurities will come up. And then I like see something stupid that somebody else posts that like goes viral, and I'm like, I'm putting so much intention and love into my videos and what I'm posting, and then you're posting a 10-second clip of like you just doing something stupid,
Like
and
deep throating a hot dog.
Yes,
it's got like 5.2 million views, and I'm like, what the fuck?
And honestly, like, I'm happy for you. Like, that's great. Like, your success is wonderful. I'm glad that you can deep throat a hot dog and people like it so much. But I'm like, come on, y'all. Like, what vibration are we at? Like, I hate to be like that, but like, I want to engage with content that I feel like is meaningful and that I enjoy. And don't get me wrong, like, some of the silly stuff, like, I find
the dumb shit is necessary sometimes.
Yeah, and I find it really enjoyable in certain moments. But also, I feel like people's attention spans are so short that I'm posting something really meaningful and, like, people just aren't going to interact with it or engage with it because it's not impactful to them. Mm-hmm. Especially because a lot of times people just scroll to scroll, you know? Yeah. Like, they're not putting the same intention into it that, like, I might be when I'm, like, getting on
Genuinely.
TikTok. Yeah. So I think I struggle with that because I will make a video that I put a lot of effort into, that I spend a lot of time recording, a lot of time editing, and I've been learning a lot about that stuff. And then it gets like such low engagement. And then I told you about a specific one that I did. I made like a food content video that I was really proud of, to be honest. Like I put a lot of energy and time into it. And it got the lowest engagement of anything I've posted. And then the next day, I posted like a 30-second clip of this tea party that we had last year that Marissa hosted. And it
magical. It was very like trendy looking. Yes. You know what I mean? Like fairy tea party garden-esque, which is wild what people gravitate to, right? Like,
yeah, and it got the most engagement of anything that I had posted so far. And I haven't been doing this for very long, so I don't have a ton to even go off of, you know? But I was like, and I put like a trending sound, like behind, trending song behind this video. And I'm like, why did something that took me a minute to throw together, like, do better than this video I spent like hours on? Like, that sucks. But also, I kind of had to tell myself, like, who cares? Like, me trying to work past my insecurities with it, I had to just be like, who cares? I need to just make content that I want to make.
Yes.
And that has to be my motivation behind it. I need to feel genuinely connected with it, and then everything else will just follow. And something I have to keep reminding myself of is that success, like, doesn't happen overnight for a lot of people. Oh, like, so many people do this for years.
Consistency.
Before anything ever happens. Before they even get, like, a substantial following. And whatever that even looks like for them. Because I would consider even, like, having, like, 10,000 followers being, like, a substantial following, you know? I can't even imagine, like, people who have, like, there's so many people on TikTok that have, like, millions of followers, or, like, a million followers. And I'm just like, how many people are on TikTok?
Yeah, how, is that a real number? Is that...
Well, I'm sure they're not all real people.
Yeah.
But...
Is that real? Yeah, it's truly insane. Consistency, absolutely, and commitment to your craft. Honestly, who comes to mind when you say that, I don't know if you know Tati Westbrook. I'm pretty sure that's her name. She was a makeup person that I used to watch in high school, and she was becoming big in probably the year 2014, 2015. However, when she was becoming big, I mean, she didn't even hit 1 million until, like, I think a couple years after that, but she had been on YouTube making a video every single day of the work week for like 7 to 11 years. I can't remember the number. That's insane. Like, that's literally insane. And you're totally right. And I've been seeing like content, even like, to throw out a really popular name, Sabrina Carpenter. Mm-hmm. Sure, even Chapel Rowan. She grows overnight. Okay, yeah, overnight is the term. However, no, honey. Like, it has been like 12 plus years that this person has been, you know, working on their craft, refining their, you know, voice, their outfit, their life even. Like, they're going through this beautiful growth and finding themselves, and then they land in this really niche kind of spot, and that just fits. And then that specific version of themselves is what we see, where they've been through like 8 different versions of self. I mean, Sabrina Carpenter came from like Disney and is now like fucking sexy, whatever she is. I don't really know what she is, but like that, I don't really know what she does. I just like a couple of her songs, and I see her on Instagram a lot. But like, I've seen people talk about this.
Hot.
She's hot. Yeah, she's just like kind of like a sex image, you know, that has a really nice voice. And it's just interesting. Like, yes, commitment and consistency, and just making sure you're constantly creating from such a genuine place. And 2, like you said about, you know, that video that took you an hour. Well, you might see that as like, well, that was a waste of time. It didn't even get a lot of views. However, you mentioned earlier that this is like a new art form for you. And so I don't think that was a waste of time at all. You were playing around with your art form, and something that you did and that you learned from that specific video is going to grow and help you in the next and help you in the next. And then it's just refining your craft. You know, you see an artist at the age of 55 who's like whipping out fucking these beautiful paintings. Like, they didn't just get there. They've probably been drawing since they were 6. Like, think about how many years and hours and moments went into that. And so this is just like a development, and I wouldn't call it a waste of time at all.
Yeah, I really like that. I think I definitely had like a moment like that where I was like, yeah, like, I definitely think it was worth it for me to have this experience. But also, I think sometimes, like, I'm just a little moody. And so, like,
I mean, it sucks for sure.
I just, like, you know, like, it just, like, is sad, but also, it's gonna live there, like, on my TikTok. Like, it's not like...
It could go viral. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I think I just need to have more patience.
Absolutely.
With it. Because I'm still very new at what I'm doing, and I'm still learning. I did have a really funny thought. So, I have been dancing for a long time, as you know.
Yes.
But, you know, dance is a really popular thing on TikTok.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. One of them for sure. Yeah. But like TikTok dances, like, they haven't been as prevalent, I feel like, lately.
No, yeah.
But like
that's how it started.
Yeah, those like first few years of TikTok, like, that was a really prevalent thing. And sometimes they do come up like dance trends, but I do see a lot of people just like dancing on TikTok in like kind of goofy ways. And I had this thought, and I was like, what if I start making content like that? And then what if that was the thing that like
got you big? For real.
And then it would be so funny, because all my life I dreamed of being a professional dancer, and I trained to be a professional dancer.
You went to school for it.
Yeah, I went to school for it, and then I ended up giving it up, which I today am dancing again. But I was like, that would be so funny if, like, those were the videos that I made that, like, made me go viral. And then I did end up becoming a professional dancer. Like,
literally.
I don't know. I just had that thought, and I'm like, that'd be really funny. And not saying that that's going to happen, but wouldn't that be so funny?
Plant the seed.
I mean,
you know all those videos where it's the people talking and they're like, I just bought a new car today. And blah, blah, blah. And they're like moving their body and like saying things and they're like, you know the videos.
I saw this guy and I loved this video. It was like an acoustic rendition of Fireflies by Owl City, okay? And it was like an instrumental, and he was like doing like contemporary like dance to it, but like this dude doesn't actually dance, like, or isn't like a trained dancer, I should say. He is dancing. Anyone can dance, but he's not like a trained dancer. And he was just like doing this like thing, and I thought it was so funny and I loved it. And I was like, maybe I should make something like that. But I feel like it has to be in the right setting, you know? Like, I feel like that impacts it, too. The right sound and the right setting. But, like, I definitely have, like, the...
You like totally do.
Personality.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do something silly like that.
You a goofy gal. And I love that about you. If you're just listening, we're dancing. We're not just just doing. Oh my lord, this thunder. Love it. Rain on us. Let the rain fall down and bring my news. I don't wash away my sanity. Knows I wanna feel the thunder. I want to breathe. Let the rain fall down. I'm coming clean. I just got an image. Prettiest rain sounds. Prettiest rain sounds. Yes, I love it. Like, director.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
That's goofy. So TikTok, it's a beast within its own. I feel like this will be part 1 of the episode, and I feel like let's cut, and then we're gonna talk about the new moon in Aries and listening to your body, because I feel like this has been an episode within itself. So tune into part 2, and we will be talking about this eclipse portal and the just learning how to really sit with your body intuitively, moving with your moon cycles if you are a female body. And I feel like Ayurveda also comes up a lot when we chat, and this beautiful practice of eating with your moon, moving with your moon and your emotions. So if you like this video about content creation, I feel like it's so good to talk about, because I think it's such a common theme, and it's good to always just recenter and watch yourself. Like, if you have energies come up while you're doing something, even if it's just, it's a moment of expansion. It gets to be a moment of expansion, not hard on yourself. If you feel insecurities, if you feel like judgment towards someone else, if you feel judgment towards yourself, or like these murky energies, it's just expansion occurring within your being, and you're being met with an energy that you're ready to move on from and release. And that's what the new moon is about, really.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Lordy me. Okay.
And with that being said, you just gotta throw it back and get her done.
Yeah. That was so good. Okay, follow us on TikTok. Find us there. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Zoflo Grillo.
Yeah, Zogrillo.
Oh, sorry. Zoflo.
Well,
I always call Zoflo because that's just your business.
Yeah, Zoflo is my business, but yeah, both my Instagram and my TikTok are Zogrlo. It's a
Zogrillo.
If you want to know, it's the first 2 letters of my first, middle, and last name. Don't try to guess it though,
because you're never gonna get it. Okay. Catch you later. You can find us there. You can find our services on our websites, links in the description. And we're just here to wake up humanity. That's all. And you are too. Bye for now.